Today is our seventh lecture on FDE EST Physics examination, and today our last lecture on FDE EST Physics because we covered all this syllabus. Today is our last chapter, which is on electricity and magnetism. Okay, we have to cover about electrostatics, in which we have to cover Coulomb's law, electric field and potential, capacitors and capacitance. Then we move on to electric current electricity, in which we cover Ohm's law, series and parallel circuits, electrical power and energy. Then we move on towards magnetism, in which we discuss about the magnetic field and forces. Along with that, electromagnetic induction, AC and DC generators and motors. Okay, so firstly, briefly describe the Coulomb's law. We already know that Coulomb's law is basically the electrostatic force between the two charges, in which they are directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So the mathematical expression of Coulomb's law is written as this: F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay. While moving towards the electric field and potential, we know that electric field is basically the region around a electric field in which if another charge is come and that can another charge experience a force. Okay, so this is called as the electrostatic electric field. Okay, and the formula of electric field is if you just divide your coulomb force with another charge, only q, so one q cancels, so only left with kq by r square. Okay, so this is the electric field. And what is electric potential? Basically you have to do work in bringing a unit positive charge from point infinity to a point inside the electric field. So that should be written as fv is equal to kq by r. So this is known as the electric potential. Okay, now move on towards the capacitors and capacitance. What are capacitors and capacitance? Basically, capacitors are basically the energy storage device in the form of electrical field, in which there are two conductors. They are separated by a insulating material, and that insulating material is known as the dielectric. And what is capacitance? Capacitance is basically the ability of a capacitor to store charge. Okay, and as you know that Q is equals to CV. So if you want to find capacitance, so it should be Q by V. Okay, so capacitance is basically the ability of a charge capacitor to store a charge. The more the capacitance the capacitor has, the more it will be storage energy storage device. So now move on towards the electrical current electricity. To resolve simple circuits, we are using Ohm's law, and Ohm's law is basically says that the current is directly proportional to the voltage and inversely proportional to the resistance. The more the current, the less will be the resistance. If the current is less, the resistance is high, because there is an inverse relation of current and resistance. Okay, but there is direct relation of current and voltage, and the mathematical expression of all Ohm's law can be written as V is equal to IR. Now move on towards series and parallel circuits. Series circuits are this, which is are end-to-end circuits in which your all components are connected end to end, and the total resistance should be the sum of the individual resistance, can be written as R1, R2, R3. Whereas parallel circuits are the circuits in which your all circuits one end are connected to one common point, and all other circuits other point are connected to another common endpoint, and those common endpoints are connected with an external battery source. Means those are and the total resistance should be the reciprocal sum of all the individual resistance. Okay, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus so on 1 by Rn. Now move on towards the electrical power. What is electrical power? Electrical power is basically the rate of electrical energy that is transferred. It should be written as P is equals to IV. By putting the value of I and V, you will also get power in term of resistance. Okay. And the unit of power is, we know that watt. So what is electrical energy? We know that electrical energy can be written as E is equals to PT. By putting the value of P, which is IV, energy formula also becomes E is equals to IVT. Okay. So this is the basically electrical energy is basically the total work done in an electric circuit over time. Okay, so the total work done in an electric circuit with respect to time, you are getting the electrical energy. Okay, so move on towards the magnetism. We know that magnetic field is basically a region around a magnetic material, or basically you can say the current electric charge, moving electric charge, because you know that moving electric field or moving electric charges produces magnetic field surrounding it. So either a magnetic material or either you are taking a moving electric charge, they both produce a magnetic field around their region. So this is known as the magnetic field. Okay, and it is can be represented by B and sometimes H, and the unit of magnetic field is Tesla. And what is magnetic force? Magnetic force is basically the force that a charge experiences while moving inside the magnetic field. If a charge experience force, then it should be QVB sine theta. And if conductor experienced a 4 in size magnetic field, then it should be F equals to ILB sine theta. Okay, now move on towards the electromagnetic induction. What is electromagnetic induction? Basically, it is the process by which changing magnetic flux basically induces the EMF. And Faraday's law says that induced EMF is directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. So by rate changing the flux rate with respect to time means d phi by dt produces the EMF. Because this is opposes the direction due to Lenz's law, so there is a negative sign. So what are AC, DC generators and motors? So generators are devices that converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, and motors are devices that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So AC generator is a device that converts mechanical energy into alternating current electrical energy, and DC generator is a device that converts mechanical energy into direct current electrical energy, and DC generator is a unidirectional. Your DC are always unidirectional, but your AC are not in unidirectional. While your AC motors, what are AC motors? AC motors are work on the alternating current, and it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy because these are motors. And DC motor is definitely it converts direct current, converts the electrical signal into mechanical energy, and should be one direction because you know that DC are unidirectional current. Now move on towards the MCQs, which are the most repeated past MCQs in EST physics exams. Okay, so the first one is the Coulomb's law states that the electrostatic force between 2 points charge is directly proportional to what? We know that Coulomb's law states that directly proportional to the product of charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So the correct answer is answer C. An electric field due to point charge is given by, we know that electric field formula can be written as kq by r. So the correct answer is answer B. Electric potential due to a point charge in the direction of r. We know that electrical potential expression can be written as kq by r. So the correct answer is answer C. The ability of capacitor to store charge per unit voltage is called. We know that the capacitance is basically the ability of a capacitor to store charge per unit voltage. So correct answer is C, capacitance. Okay. The unit of capacitance is, we know that is farad. Ohm's law basically represents by equation, we know that V is equal to IR, which is the Ohm's law. And in series, the total resistance, we know that is the sum of the individual resistance. Okay, not in reciprocal. In reciprocal is for parallel circuits. Okay, so in parallel circuits, the total resistance should be, yes, you are right, the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistance. The rate at which electrical energy is transferred by an electric current, we know that the rate at which electrical energy is transferred, we know that it's electrical power. So its C answer is correct. The unit of electric power, we know that power unit is watt. The electrical energy that can be calculated by using formula, as I mentioned you before, electrical energy formula is E is equal to PT, and first is also correct. E is equal to IVT because you know that P is equal to IV. If putting the value of P, it should be IVT. So both are correct. A and D both are the correct options. The region around a magnetic field within which a force of magnetism acts is called as the what? Magnetic field. Okay. Okay. The force experienced by a moving charge. So if a charge experiences a force, then it should be QVB sine theta. If a conductor experiences force, then it should be ILB. So in this scenario, the correct answer is answer B. The process by which a change in magnetic flux induces an electromagnetic force, we know that this is electromagnetic induction by Faraday's law. Okay. So Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction states that induced EMF is proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux, directly proportional to, not inversely proportional to the magnetic flux line? No, change in proportional to the rate of change. Yes, so the correct answer is C, is directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. So that's all for today's lecture. This is our last lecture of FDE EST Physics examination. We will also cover all other subjects like English, chemistry, biology, Urdu, Islamiyat, other subjects. Along with that, we also cover the pedagogy section and English section because you know that in papers 20% is your English, 20% came from pedagogy, which are the teaching methodology and skills, and the remaining 60% is from your subject. We covered successfully 100% our syllabus of EST physics examination in all our videos. This is total of 96 pages. Also, other subjects have this type of PDFs we ready made. This is better for you. You just revise and got 90% in your exams, because these are the most repeated and the most common MCQs in the past EST examinations. Okay, we made it for you for every subject, for physics, for biology, mathematics, English, pedagogies. We made all the important MCQs. Okay, so if you want these notes physically, you can just contact me. I should left my WhatsApp number in the description below. You can contact me. I will definitely provide you in a sake of very little price. Okay, so that's all for today. We covered all these notes, total of 96 pages. We covered previously 6 videos, and today is our seventh video lecture on EST physics, and that's the end of this lecture. And good luck for your examination, and stay connected with us. We will update more interesting about our jobs, our FDE, PSC, FPSC examinations tests in our in our WhatsApp channel. The link is also mentioned in the description below. You can contact them. So till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.